You're on the best of the morning X. Barnes, Leslie, and Jimmy.
99X.
We begin tribal council with a ritual. Behind each of you is a torch. I'd like you to grab the torch and approach the fire. And go ahead and dip your torches in the flame, light them, put them back in their slot, and take a seat. We do this because, as I'm sure you've discovered, on the island, fire represents life. These torches now represent your life, your identity here at Tribal Council. The good news is you will take these torches with you when you leave, so you will have fire, and you will bring them back with you to each Tribal Council. Go ahead and have a seat. We'll leave it to me to state the obvious, but this is not a place you want to be. You tread in dangerous territory every time you come here. Tribal Council is basically where you account for your actions on the island. Some of those actions will come back to help you. Some of them may come back to haunt you. But tonight, based on those actions, one of you will be the first person voted off the island.
Jeff Probst from Survivor on the phone. Hello, Jeff.
How's it going, guys?
Good. We haven't spoken to you since the beginning, right before Survivor kicked off, and now you're this big mega star.
Oh, yeah.
Big time.
I did fall into a great show, though. Man.
We love that show.
All right, you couldn't have fallen into a better situation.
I don't know if this bio that they put out on you by CBS is bunk or not, but it says something about like that you were there at one point you were contemplating pro bowling. Is that a gag?
PBA or whatever?
I think it's kind of a gag. You know, when I was about 9, I could wipe the lanes with you guys.
Oh, yeah?
But that's a 9-year-old in Wichita, Kansas, who dreams of nothing else. But no, I'm not. I wasn't really going to be a pro bowler.
Okay, a few things out of the way. Is it true that that it's like an hour and a half walk from the beach to
that was
Tribal
in Ramona's
Council?
diary.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Wow.
Why are you doing that to them?
It's closer to 2 hours, actually. It's just part of it. You know, Tribal Council takes place at night, and we wanted it. I mean, from the very beginning, there was one goal, and that was to make this the adventure of a lifetime. Not a kind of cool time, not so-so, but the adventure of a lifetime. And that means high highs and low lows, and you know, a 2-hour trek through the jungle there and a 2-hour trek back.
That sucks,
That
Jeff.
makes it memorable what went on at Tribal Council for these guys.
And also, it preserves the sanctity of the Tribal Council.
Because it must be remote.
Yes, because it's a very sacred,
Fire represents life.
Fire represents life.
Well, having made the trek from your guys' camp to here, I know what a long one it is. Monitor lizards, snakes. But it's not by accident that Tribal Council is located in the center of the jungle. What happens here is sacred, needs to be respected. The way you've handled yourself will either come back to help you or it may come back to haunt you.
You know what's funny is that when we were on the island, I was constantly saying to the producers, God, do I have to say this again? Yes, we're making it a ritual, and a ritual is done every single week. And now that I've watched it week after week, I'm convinced they were right. That as goofy as it sounds, that's what makes it a ritual, is repeating it and repeating it and repeating it.
Mm-hmm.
These people had to resent you. You show up all clean-shaven after your cocktails and your barbecues, and you're like, all right, now we're going to play a game.
Mr. Smart Alec game show host.
I know,
these people are...
You know, it's funny, because I worried about how I was going to be perceived, because I'm no different than them. I want to be liked, too, and I'm out there going, man, I am not the most pleasant guy to have come drop in on you right now.
I'm surprised you haven't received a vote yet at Tribal Council.
Yeah, let's vote
If
Probst.
they could have voted me off, don't kid yourself, I'd have been gone week 1.
Yeah.
Now, we saw Jenna on the Today Show, and maybe contemplating a Playboy thing. What do you think?
Well, it's not my place to say, but I think she should. Forgetting morals, I think she should do it. If they're talking $500,000 for a single mom of 2, come on, because these 15 minutes are going to be gone.
And what a better impression to leave on those 2 children than to pose with your things exposed. What a better example to show. You know,
I have a different view on it. I really do, and I kind of think that she's the parent of these kids, and if she can raise these kids in a way that she's comfortable with, then do it. I'm not, like I said, it's not my place. I'm not telling her to do it.
I'm not saying I don't want to see her naked. I'm just saying
I think she's talking the talk. She's doing the Darva Conger. Oh, well, I don't know, and then she's going to show up.
She will
I know.
do it. Hey, Jeff, a couple things. I can't figure out, are the girls shaving their pits?
I think Sean brought a razor as his luxury item.
Why?
And he shared that with those guys. So fortunately, Sean's still on the island, and they've still got use of this razor.
One blade is lasting him 39 days?
I think so. I really do. That's the only thing I can figure out. I know early on they were using it, and so I'm figuring they got to still be doing it.
I heard he was shaving his chest.
Yeah.
When was the time you were the most mad on the island at one of them?
Irritated, yeah.
Oh, man. There were a few times early on because I was kind of kept away from them so that they didn't get to know me, and therefore we didn't really have much of a relationship. There were some times where it was really antagonistic. Just last week on Tribal Council, even though by this point we're getting along great, Richard brings these big shells to try and give to Jenna after voting Jenna off. He was trying to make a peace offering, a couple of shells for her kids. And, we kind of had to go at it at Tribal Council, and I had to tell him that not only does fire represent life, but this is not, this is not a community exchange.
Right.
So you can't bring stuff. And so there was that constant friction, but it was good-natured.
Well, now...
Is he off tonight?
I'll tell you what, seriously.
Good.
I mean,
that was great timing. I almost went for it.
I swear, Sue has got to...
Oh, I know.
I cannot listen to that twang. I cannot see the face. She needs to just go home and take care of that husband of hers. She needs to get him on an island with no food for 39 days.
You know what I think's interesting about that, though, is that everybody likes Colleen, and why not? But Colleen's playing a game just like Sue and Richard and Sean.
The cutesy game.
Oh, sure. Absolutely.
But don't you think Richard and what's-her-name, if they're so smart, don't you think they'd be smart enough to realize that in the end, this is just going to kill them?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I don't know
the alliance,
to that.
The bold alliance game, and Sue's already plotting against Richard, so it's not,
Yeah. Hey, all right, Jeff. Quickly, here's what we have heard, that you guys are, you're going to do the big town hall meeting afterwards with all the survivors to talk, which is going to be very cool because we forget that these people have not heard what they're saying about each other until now. So now it'll be interesting. But Greg, I am to understand, is not participating in the tribal in the town hall meeting, and I'm also to understand that you had a little bit of issue with him and how seriously he took the game, and that. You felt that he was mocking you, is what we read.
Oh, yeah, I did early on. I was frustrated with Greg early on because he was making it really hard for us to do the show the way we intended to.
How? Why?
Because he was. It takes cooperation. In the final sense, it takes cooperation to do a basically live show with 16 people, and if they don't want to play, you can't play. And Greg, at times, just didn't want to play. Later, as the days went on, though, I started to realize that Greg was just playing at a different level. And then it became very interesting to me, and I actually respect Greg a lot now that it's over. But the first few days, it was frustrating because he would go out of his way to try and screw things up.
Hey, Jeff?
Yes.
The tribe has spoken.
Hey, Jeff, let's hear you do that. Can you do that horn?
All the time. I just walk around my house all the time.
All right, we'll see you later, Jeff. We're going to watch tonight.
It's Survivor
Night. 3
night.
episodes left, and then that's it.
Thanks, Jeff.
Oh,
thanks, guys.
Hey, wait. Jeff, are you going to host the next one?
I think so. I think I'll be out there in Australia.
You and a co-host? They were talking about some woman.
I keep hearing a co-host, yeah.
Oh, you do?
Uh-oh, we're not supposed to tell him. All right, Jeff, we'll see you later.
We have our secrets, you have yours.
Jeff Probst from Survivor.
The best of the Morning X with Barnes, Leslie, and Jimmy.
99X.